Hi, happy Monday. Excuse my appearance. I know I look whack. This is a hat. I am processing my hair right now. And also the glasses, they help me see. Because today, we're talking about a book. Kind of like a book, it's not like a novel. It is. I might have to flip the video so you can read this. It's Arthur Spiderwick's Field Guide to the Fantastical World Around You. This book, there's a copy in the library at my school when I was in elementary school, and I recently remembered it, so I went ahead and bought myself a copy. And I just want to talk about how just lovely the book is. So basically, it opens up and there's a really nice vintage cover. There's a really nice vintage cover inside. It's a bunch of different categories for creatures, and I kind of just want to show you some of my favorites. Like, these aren't all of them, and I really just think you should go get a copy for yourself, because this is just such a cool little book. Within the book, there's these really beautiful rendering illustrations, and it all seems very scientific. It comes off as an actual field guide, because there's rendered 1/4 of its actual size, and written in cursive. I can't really read cursive, but written in cursive is a scientific name. And there's full color. The fire salamander is fully rendered, or I guess fully painted, and I because the creatures in this book, some of these are creatures there is a version of an elf, like a wood elf, and legitimately it is the most beautiful depiction of an elf I've ever seen. It's my favorite, honestly. And there's also creatures that we have in our world, like fire salamander, but it's mystical. And then there's other classical mystical creatures that you might have heard of, like a banshee or a griffin, that kind of fantasy stuff. It's all within its own in-universe twist. That's really cool. And then also in here there's for the Kelpie. Kelpies used to freak me out so much as a kid, because it's this horse that it lures you into a pond, and if you can ride it and you can put the little bridle on it, then it's your horse. But if not, then it drowns you. It's kind of like that horse in Frozen 2, but not made of water and not in Iceland or Norway, whatever. On the page, there's you can see hoof prints, you can see taped article, and a little painting of some guy. And then the pages in this book actually fold out sometimes to bigger illustrations, and I just love the art style. It's just so lovely. And then I really like the way that they reimagine mermaids to look more like sea creatures. Then there's a creature that's related to mermaids that I've never heard of before, called the Atlantic Sea King, and it's basically a big fish guy, and he looks kind of scary. If I saw that coming at me, I would be terrified. I gotta be honest with you. And then there's a sea serpent page, and honestly, the way that they draw it in here, this could actually exist, and I wouldn't be too surprised. But the page folds all the way out. It's a 4-page spread, and this is rendered 1/32 of this thing's actual size. So it is quite large, and it looks honestly looks a lot like an oarfish, which is not the most comforting thing in the world. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. And then we're gonna get into more some of the stuff that scares the shit out of me, or used to as a kid, I guess, more, because I'm not really as afraid of it now. Some of these drawings, like trolls, a river troll is what these are, is rendered at 1/15 of its actual size. Like, if you saw a troll swimming at you, like a big one with, like, teeth and scraggly bit, ugh, you'd be terrified. I would run away screaming. I would never want to go in the water ever again. And then there's a whole section, like, called Outside at Night, which, like I said earlier, includes, like, the banshee and gargoyles. But there's also this creature called the puka, Phookas, puka. And this shit, legitimately so scary. It's like a monkey with dragonfly wings, black fur, like a long fur. It's just the scariest eyeballs and face I've ever seen in my life. Like, look at this picture. Tell me that wouldn't scare that. Like, if you were outside and you saw that, ugh. At the very end of the book, before there's some stuff in here, and this book, I forgot to mention, is, a, like, tag-along to the Spiderwick Chronicles, which was a series of books that I never read, but I know people who read them. So I don't know, I know it's a movie. There was a movie adaptation. I didn't see that either, so I know nothing about the lore of the world. I just think this is really neat. So at the very end of the book, there's a thing that says, Arthur Spiderwick disappeared in September of 1935, leaving his wife Constance and his young daughter Lucinda behind. Constance died soon afterward, and Lucinda was sent to live with relatives, leaving the Spiderwick estate abandoned.